difficult customers? Put up your hand. You get them outside there, or you call them here, they look at you as if you what? You know what I'm talking about, eh? So today, we want to break down how are you going to be handling those customers. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I remember in my first day in network marketing, my first day, I met so many those kind of customers. Even before you call them, you normally tend to fear them, okay? I have my brother, the gentleman is a big guy, he's a big guy in police there. When I gave him a call, I gave him a call and told him, man, I have seen something big. He told me, before I come there, please tell me why you're calling me. I was shaking when I was what? You know when you make your first call, you know? The guy was so difficult. We know him as a difficult person living at home, but I had to what? I had to call him. So today you are going to learn how you're going to handle such people. Some of us have met them, some of us we even know them. So we are going to be getting to understand how are you going to handle them professionally and calmly by not pushing what? Those kind of customers. Out together. Yes. So ladies and gentlemen, here you are saying, what you have to do first of all, understanding difficult customers in network marketing. It's very important, first of all, to understand your customer. Not only in this business, but even in other businesses. Every business you do, you must first understand your customer. Because once you don't understand them, you're going to find it very, very hard and very, very difficult to handle them. Are we together? If you're selling chicken, you must know how to handle your customers. If you're selling clothes, you must also understand how clothes are sold. Are we together? If you're selling, say for example, produce, you must understand how to handle your customers. Because a customer is always what? Right. A customer is always a customer, and a customer is always what? Right. So you must first understand how to handle them. The first point they're telling us, prospects who doubt the business model, customers who complain about product results, distributors frustrated about slow growth, people influenced by negative MLM opinions, clients campaigning, comparing prices with competitions, but also customers expecting inside what? Results. Now, look at this one here. When they talk about customers here, by the way, they don't only mean the customer that does what? Even your downline is a customer. I don't mean that your downline is a customer. If you didn't know that your downline is, all my downlines are my what? Are my customers. For most of us, we think maybe customers are only people who have not what? Joined the business. Even your own downlines are what? Actually, they are even your best what? Customers. That's why they are put for them what? They are also here. Are we together? Because if your distributor, your downline doesn't grow, you don't grow as an upline. Are we together? So they are also your what? Customers. And I normally tell people that we are in people's business. We don't sell clothes. We don't sell shoes here. We don't handle maybe. We are in people's what? Business. And handling people is the hardest thing. That's why you see, it is very hard to stand to make a church grow. We are like church. Are we together? A church, people come voluntarily. You don't call them in the morning, come for prayers. Someone can choose not to go, or even to leave church before the service. Are we together? The same applies to this business. We are in people's business, so you must be able to understand how to handle what? People. Now, prospects who doubt the business model, how do you handle them? Now, after getting your client or your customer, you have done your presentation. This is how you understand what? Your customer. You understand them by asking them good what? Questions. But you don't first ask them questions. First, you what? You don't first answer them. You first ask them. You let them talk. The problem with us distributors is when you bring a client or a customer, or when you're closing a business, you won't talk too much. Altogether, you first let the customer break. You tell them, tell me about yourself. They tell you about what? Themselves. You get the point? Then from there, you just have to close what? The business. But once you don't understand them, and for you talk too much, there you find it very difficult what? To close what? Your prospects. Altogether. So you ask good questions. Don't ask what? Funny what? Questions. So these difficult customers here who doubt the business, it is sometimes us who do what? Who kill them. When you bring your person here, whether you know them or you don't know them, when they reach here, they are what? They are customers. Are we together? But the problem with us, when you bring a prospect or a client in the room, because this guy is your OB, you want to go and hug them, in network marketing, a coach once told me that when you bring a person that you know, the moment they step in the room, they are no longer what? Your friends, they are customers, they are supposed to be downline. So you handle them like any other what? Are we together? But you bring your prospect, you hug them, you ask them how you failed paper 6 or paper what? I don't understand. How we failed in geography, how geography paper 3 was not good, paper 2 was not good. You get the point? So you have to get your client, but take them like any other what? Client. You get the point? Yes, I'm not saying that you don't judge with them, you don't smile with them, but don't over what? Befriend them. We're together. There's a guy who was doing for us online training. He said, when you bring your prospect, whether your best friend, you don't have to hug them. You just have to greet them professionally and look at their face. You get the point? Let them know that they know is not the same you were out together. But for us to bring a prospect, because they know you know them, you want to sit there with them for so long. For 20, after even applying closing, you even go next and say, apply, there's something you forgot. There's this one here. You know those kind of ones. You kill what? A sale. So first understand your prospect, get to know them, what they do for a living, where they live. Ask them good questions, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, but also customers who complain about the product results. You've only seen those customers. There is a lady I sold, I think it was the first week of getting the products here. I sold her the products. By question, I don't know what happened. She didn't get the results she wanted, but she said what? Complaining. But how do you handle them? You don't leave them out together. You have to keep in touch what? With those prospects. You have to look for another script to make them buy what? Another product out together. So last week I called her again and I told her, by the way, yes, colon detox didn't do for you what you wanted, but I have seen a product that has everything. It has all the products in it and it's called Total Vitality Blend. She said, are you sure? Yes. People who have tried it, it has worked for them. And she's going to buy it out together. So you should always twist another script for the client who has refused what? To find the results. Also, you can go deep and ask them, maybe there's something they are not what? Doing. By asking them good what? Questions. Are we together? For example, if maybe high blood pressure, and you give them super omega 3, and you told them to take it with warm water, you ask them, do you take the product with warm water? Ask them good questions. They will tell you, I take sometimes, and sometimes I don't. That is now the hook for you to have to defend yourself. You get the point? And tell them, I think that's what the problem is. Because this product you're supposed to take with warm water consistently until you do what? You finish it. So that you can defend yourself by asking good what? Questions. Then, distributors who are frustrated about what? About slow growth. How many of you know those distributors? They come today, they don't come tomorrow. They come when they are motivated. When they are demotivated, they don't even want to see your call. So how do you handle such distributors? In the beginning, I told you that we are in the people's what? business. And people are people. Do you know people can decide to just be at home and they're not doing anything? Just being at home. Now with this thing of saying I'm time freedom, even when you don't have money. So you should always be able to understand what a downline. Do not push your downline so hard because they have not gotten what results. Out together. There are some downlines, by the way. I'm not saying that slow growth is good, but not all of us are going to get the results at the same what? Same time. We understand people. So how do you handle such a downline? Such downlines, they need personal what? Trainings. Out together. You don't have to mix them with people. Sometimes you make a mistake and you bring a downline who has not gotten results and want to place them in the same training all the time with people who have hit what? Hit it big. Out together. Me, I have my online class. I have two types of trainings. There are trainings of people who have made 5 million and above. You get the point? Eh? But also there are trainings of people who are struggling. You know, struggling distributors. Because I know how to twist them and I know how to what? How to handle them. But if I bring Lam, who makes more than 7 millions, and I mix him with other people who has not even gotten one sign up, Lam is going to tell them, last month I made 7 millions. They are not going to be motivated. They will be demotivated. They will think that they are not doing anything. Get a point. But if you sit them down and you tell them, this is what you're supposed to do, you first have to put yourself in their what? In their shoes. You get the point. You tell them, champion, I know how hard to struggle in business is. I was there. Are we together? I remember in my first 3 weeks, I presented and no one did what? Signed up. But this is how I did it. I kept on pushing. I increased the number of presentations. I faked myself. Even when I didn't have a suit, at least I bought a coat. And that's why people said what? You'll find that distributor, they will understand you more than you pushing them because you want results from what? That's why most people quit on what? Quit on us. You get the point? Are we together? Yes. I have for all my directs, for all the people I've sponsored, I don't even remember who's not connected with me, who's not in the business. I don't remember. But most of them out and business. But not at the same pace as what? As others. Because I handle them according to how they grow. Out together. But I'm not saying that don't push downlines. Push them because they need that push. Out together. But I want to take them like any other what? But the problem with us appliance and other leaders, we want to talk too much, we want to push downlines, we want to say, this one is doing nothing in the team. You're nothing. Eh? Someone once, last time on stage, he said, if you want to quit, quit. A distributor is a distributor. The person you're seeing today struggling, one day will be what? A superstar. But you may end up losing them if you don't understand how to work with. Are we together? So ladies and gentlemen, what about the people influenced by negativity? Influenced by negative MLM opinions. People come here with different opinions about other companies. You get the point? But how do you handle such a client or prospect who has told you, me, I saw those things of 2 people. I know this kind of companies. How do you handle them? You don't have to let them go. They will have to sign up. Are we together? Last month, I was selling the sale today. In January, I think on 31st of December, I lost one of my distributors in my team in Chigumba. But that lady was very active. When she died, I called the CEO and told him, my distributor has died, but I want to hand over the account to another person. He told him to look for someone. That gentleman got for me another person who is the cousin because they had never given birth, all of them. They don't have any kid. But I wanted the account because I don't let business die. When my distributor dies, I follow up with their people to do business with me. And that man was negative. I told him, come and meet me in the office in Chigumba. I met him in the office. I reclosed him and he signed up the business. He changed the account and he upgraded the account. This man is doing business crazily, but in the beginning was what? Negative. So these people are not negative because they are negative because they are not understanding what the mode of the business. Altogether. This gentleman has bought the entire church and they are signing in the business because the pastor. So I don't let anything what? Slip off. And this a person who was negative last year can lose their job today. But you have to first sit them down and make them understand and remove this narrative where they think network marketing doesn't work. It is you to meet your prospect one-on-one. And most of my people have sponsored. Even last month, I sponsored some guy from Rwanda. This man, even when I joined OQATA, he was negative because he didn't want what, but he was network marketing. But I kept following up with him, updating him, not by forcing him professionally, until I signed up with him. Altogether. So you should always be able to understand and ask them what. You get the point? Is that what you're calling me? Isn't it? If you call them and they tell you, are you calling for those things of network marketing? You also ask them a question. Is that what you're looking for? When they will not answer you again, they will just tell you, okay, let me come. So a question and what? Are you calling for those things of product? Is that what you're looking for? Yes. I know, I thought maybe you're calling for those things. I mean, I don't know those things. Some people will tell you, if you called me for OQATA things, you ask them a question. What is OQATA? Is it a factory? Is it something that I don't? Is it a manufacturing company? What is it? I thought maybe you're calling for OQATA. When they come here, you show them OQATA. They might be close. You get the point? So you must be able to twist the scripts. That's a networker for you. Altogether. Clients comparing prices, these ones you understand very well. Those ones who compare price, sometimes, by the way, you meet clients what? People who are bought from other people. Don't say that for me, mine is good. Don't defend yourself like that. You get a point? Eh? Me, my price is my price. Whether I sell yours lower than mine, I tell the client, I sell on my standard, and because of the experience I have on ABCD, I expect you get good what? Results. Don't say the other one who sold you was hyping, buy from me. You get the point, eh? Then customers expecting his service. I already talked about that one. You don't have to go back there again. Ladies and gentlemen, there are common reasons for conflict. What you have to understand that they are saying unrealistic income expectations. Now, this is where the problem comes in. When we all sign up for the business, we enter with what? Most people, actually like 90% of distributors, they enter with the wrong what? Expectations. You see people on the stage, someone says, I made my first week, I made 1 million. Yes, you sign up for 1 million because, you get the point, eh? But it may not work for you like that. You have to prepare your what? Your mind. Maybe it worked for them in 1 week. It may work for you in 1 month. So, but what is bringing that? Because people join the business and realistically knowing that they will get what? The same results at the same time. That's why I don't want most of you to quit because you're not getting what? The results. You get the point? Most of you saw Cyprian when you were just at OQATA, he was also struggling for some time. You get the point? Today he has bought his first car. Within a what? But after going through what? A test. Are we together? I told the people that this business is a business of discipline. Of what? It's like this. So it's like this. If you come here when you have bad behaviors, bad attitude, you get a point, eh? Bad attitude, you're negative all the time. If you have the habit of stealing, out together, people who drink, you get a point? Not smokers and people who drink. Do they call them drinkers or what? Alcoholics, eh? Drunkards, those ones there. So if you come here when you like that, it first puts you, once you sign up like this, welcome to the what? MLM school. Then now we start shaping you one by one. You see them, they put on a jean and damage the what? Trouser, and maybe sometimes for even men they have their what? Their hairstyle. Leave them. Don't distract what? Such a distributor. Because we are in a business of transformation. Tell me transformation. One step at. The problem will bring a dispute and tomorrow you want them, please, we see for us here, you are shaming me, put on the suit. They will quit. You get the point? Let them keep coming. They will start changing slowly by slowly. Tomorrow you see them, they are bought a coat. The other day, the hairstyle that was rasta, they have cut it what? A bit. You get the point? The sneakers they were putting on, it's now black. You get the point? Before you know it, they do what? So it's like this. You come with bad behaviors, with bad attitude, it shapes you one by one. One by one. By the time you make 3 months like this, you are disciplined. Farouk is laughing. So that's how it does. There's a gentleman I know who's a senior networker. I follow him. He mentors me. I don't know. I have never met him, but we do online. That gentleman was a thief. You know thieves? These guys who still beat people on the road. He was that kind of a person. The family even chased him. They chased him from home. After chasing him from home, he went into, just became what? Like a child that has been left. To get a point. Then one day, people change. You want to understand that. People do what? People do change. And change is a process. This gentleman goes and finds a company. From nowhere, joins it. After 6 months, he went home. People were like, this is not the person we know. This is a lie. Until what? We see. By the time he was making 1 year, the guy was driving. The guy had to change. By the way, right now he's a pastor. He does pastoring part-time, but he's a networker. So that's how people are. People change. So ladies and gentlemen, lack of proper product education, learn the product very fast. Learn the product very fast. You can't explain what you don't understand. You must first understand what? The product. Delayed deliveries or stock shortages. Now, with this one, you must understand as a distributor. Stock shortages. Right now, we have 2 products that are out of what? Stock. But the attitude of a distributor should not be like the attitude of a customer. I was telling a distributor that there are things you can control as a distributor. But also there are things you can't control as a distributor. I don't have energy to even talk about it. If he tells me, Colodetox is out of stock, I smile and I reply in a positive way. And he said, now we are working because the products are getting out of what? Out of stock. But a distributor who wants to quit, they will even find a way to use that word of product, lack of a product to quit. He has never even sold Colodetox. Says, why is it that it's out of stock? This company here is collapsing. I'm telling you. So you should always be what? Able to find a positive thing in a negative situation. You get the point? When the products are out of stock, a distributor, what you can control is only the prospects that you can present and sponsor the business. But if your product, live for the what? For the company. Stop wasting your energy that the products are out of stock. Now, what if they finish 1 month? What are you going to do? Yes. So you should always reply in a positive way that if products are out of stock, it means you are working. Otherwise, products which are still big in the stock, it means we are not selling them big. You get the point? That's how you twist things and you continue. Miscommunication during prospecting. This one you understand. Maybe when you're prospecting, you're telling people about other things. When you're closing them, you're telling them, please join, I want to pay for rent. I have a distributor who was begging a prospect to join. Say, I am supposed to pay school fees. If you join, I will match. You see, did you see what I was telling you? Left and right. When you join here, I already have some people here. They told me that when I put people here, and I'm going to put you there, they will not sign up altogether. So you should always have the best language to close up with the prospects. Then pressure from the family or friends, that one is the worst. When I signed up in network marketing, I used to be the best at school. I was the second best in senior 6 until what? So the whole family expected me to be what? Because I was the second best, they published me on papers in the whole of Paris. I was the second best. They said this guy is going to be the what? The history maker and he will be rich with it because of our papers. But I disappointed them when I joined network marketing. I am the first person who refused to do what? When I signed up some years back, The family refused me. The dad was so negative. Mother was negative. My brother, who was a policeman, he said, we didn't know that we had fools. We thought we were very bad, but we had the worst fool in this family. Because they expect me to join the police and not get those ranks. You get the point? But I refused. You get the point? So you always have this. I wanted to handle the pressure from the family. I'm telling you this for free. A real networker must be big-headed. Tell me big-headed. You must have the guts to be big-headed. That thing is going to make you secure. For me, they tried to pull me the other side. They talked about me. Now they are tired. They say, that one, let him go. He's what? By the way, they refer me clients now. They say, there's a guy who refused to do a job. He sells products. I want to be big-headed like that until they give up on you. And you remain in what? Because the question you ask yourself sometimes, when someone gets a job, they don't give them pressure, isn't it? Even if they are earning 100,000 per month, they say, please, life will change. But the day you sign up for network marketing, boom, you get the enemies. You should be able to handle pressure. You get the point? Eh? When they are negative, big-headed, put your finger here so that the word don't enter. In the morning, you're in the suit. You're here. That is what is going to make you strong. Me, I told myself, this is what I'm going to be doing. I don't have anything. From down in the shoe up to here, the money from what? Network marketing. And that's how I live my life. At home, products everywhere. Sometimes my son even gets photos and says, this. Even he knows, sometimes he calls me OQATA. He's still young. So he knows me as OQATA. I want everything to be OQATAized. That's how you're supposed to live your life. But if you're posting about the company, when your family members say those things don't work, you first tell them it works. But you go in your corner in your house and sit yourself in the middle and say, by the way, my sister was right. This thing doesn't work because I'm calling people, they're not coming. You know those kind of distributors. So you should always be big-headed to the extent that they give up on you, but don't leave the family members. You get the point? We need them. But those ones, for now, those ones who are negative, also you should also be what? Negative on them. That's how I live my life. If you're negative about a business as a family member, I also do that business for you. Let everyone live their own what? Life. That's how you live for long here. Previous bad experience with other companies. Some of us, we came from other companies. You don't bring the experience of the other company to this company. That's why most people fail, especially networkers. The so-called what? Me, I know that already. I've been there. I know you still fail because you have that kind of attitude. Ladies and gentlemen, you have to stay emotionally intelligent. Emotional what? They are saying you must be able to control what? To control your emotions. Okay? Control emotions at all times. I told you this is the people's what? Business. Do you know a prospect can tell you I'm coming to join? And they even tell you I'm down here, come and pick me. Me, I've got them several times. I'm down here, come and pick me. You go down there, you wait until now you don't see them. Those are people. Emotions, both even team building. Your downlines can abuse you. And you also write a very long message to them. You tell them you're also very stupid. I'm trying to make you a millionaire. Seems you're going to die poor. Eh? You know those kind of messages. So you should always control what? Not only from major distributors, but also other distributors. Avoid arguing about the business model. Always, especially from people who are negative. If someone is negative, please move out of that what? That person. Within here in the building, there are people who are negative. Even right now, they are negative. They are writing, but it's just the hand that is writing what? The notes. But the Holy Spirit is telling them this thing doesn't what? Doesn't work. I'm writing, but I know I'm quitting tomorrow or next week. You get the point? That is what is in them. The devil is telling them to do that. So ladies and gentlemen, you should always be able to what? To avoid those kind of arguments. So and so is making it big. Why is that the other one is doing it? Don't urge that. You get the point? Eh? Stop that. Keep your toe calm and confident. Always be confident. Can you clap for the girl who was here? Can you clap for her? You know, confidence is very important. How I've been able to manage this, I tell myself I don't fear anyone. I don't fear what? I don't fear anyone. Whether you are a distributor or you are a staff, I respect you, but I don't fear. Because fearing people is not good. And for me, this is how I test my downlines. If there's something up and we need to go and see the COO, I tell them I'm going to escort you. We go. When we reach there, I tell them enter and I remain on the door. If they tell you upline, please first start the conversation. That's when you cannot know their confidence. So confidence is very important. You should always be so confident. Because whether you want it or not, you will always talk to people. Are we together? One day, this distributor called me and told me, upline, I have a presentation to do. I thought the normal presentation would go outreaches. Get a point? I was in Gulu. He said, the person we're going to present is a lieutenant colonel, and he has gathered all the soldiers. So as they are parading, we shall be doing what? Do you know the presentation with the guns surrounding you? I was like, I will do it. But there was a heart telling me, what if? They become negative. You know that kind of a heart? Eh? What if? So I told him, okay, let's go. I started practicing myself on the mirror like I'm talking to soldiers, and those soldiers are smiling. I went and did the presentation, and they bought products. I don't know for me. So confidence, you should always what? Have it. Because you can't do this business without confidence. You will always talk to people, and in most cases, you will always talk to many what? Even in the camera. My first day to do this camera, the video on TikTok on products, I was speaking in tongues, as if I was not on stage. They told me, I remember Justin if she was here. I made 10 videos, 9 of them were fake. But today I can do the video even at night. I do even at 2 a.m. at home. I do videos. You get the point? Because now I've gained confidence. So you should always fight for that. Listen more than you speak. I already told you about it. Don't be too much. Wala wala. Chinese call it wala too much. This one is supposed to be talking. You're also talking. You're supposed to be talking. You're also talking. Upline is talking. You also what? Should always be down. Separate motions from facts. Then remember, it's business, not what? Not personal. Business is business. You will always lose or what? Win. I normally tell people business is like football. You either win, you get the point. So you should always find yourself, take this as a business. Don't take it very personal. People are going to abuse you. You're going to get rejections. Even uplines are going, downlines are going to accuse you. But I told you the only way to survive in the business is to be big. What? Leave that for yourself. You will survive for long. You get the point? Yes. But if you're humble, this one here, I told people in our cell that this business does not pay people who are humble. Can I say it again? Doesn't pay people who are what? I don't mean humble, I don't mean that you go and start abusing people, go and start talking about that. No. I mean you are always humble and quiet. You don't want to talk to what? They don't pay you for that. Me, they pay me for talking. Me, I talk. I only stop talking when I'm sleeping. That is a percent for you. I only stop talking when I'm sleeping. Because they pay me because of what? Talking. I was at Arua Park here. I went to print my t-shirt. I saw Congolese. They were speaking in French. And one knew very, very good English. I went to him. I said, bonjour. I jumped in the conversation already. They smiled. I was already having the number, and it's coming to buy products of 1 million here. They pay because of talking. You don't have any boss here. You get the point? If someone is breathing, as long as they're watching, if you see them standing, tap on them if it means and check if they are still alive. When they do like this, tell them there's a business for you. You get the point? You go in the barrio, you're quiet, you also cry like other mourners, cry while looking at the prospect as a number. Because you're paid for talking. You get the point? Ladies and gentlemen, practice what? Listening. Practice what? You should always practice what? Listening. I told you, don't allow them to fully express concerns. Let your prospect express their concerns. Get the point? By the way, if a prospect tells you that the network marketing doesn't work, don't tell them you're lying, it works. You're killing them. Tell them you're right. But not all what? Companies. Tell them you're right. Even me, I did a company. There's a company I did, man. It didn't work for me. Put yourself in the what? But if you say, Olimba, this one works, OQATA works, you are arguing with the prospects, the prospects are arguing who's winning each other. You fail them. You get a point? You fail to close the business. Do not interrupt or dismiss objections. I've already told you. When they say it doesn't work, first accept. Get a point? And tell them, how was your experience? Ask them their what? What made you not to make money? They will tell you what made them to not make money. And you place yourself in their shoes and tell them, I was there. You get the point? Me, when a distributor comes to me crying that my dad is refusing to do network marketing, I laugh at, I look at them and say, you are my family member. I'll be there. You go home, everyone looks at you like a big problem. And to make it worse, it is even worse when you're struggling in business. You're telling them millions of money, and then you're asking for food. But that's a networker for you. Ladies and gentlemen, acknowledge their feelings sincerely. Understand them. Ask clarifying questions. Repeat key concerns to show understanding. Take notes when necessary. If you can take notes, please. Especially when you're handling customers who are sick. You get the point? Don't just talk to them. You're not writing something. Me, I'm not a doctor. I'm not what? But if I bring a client who's diabetic, I will tell them before I even start telling them, I tell them, tell me when did you start? I ask questions like a Musau from Mulago. When did you start having diabetes? What's the reading today? When you check, where are your papers? Look at those papers. I write down and tell them. They feel this is Dr. James. Kumbe doctor is Engineer James. Engineer James 001. But because I want to understand them and I ask them good what? Questions. And you end up closing what? Your prospect. All together. Respond with professionalism. With what? Use facts and product knowledge confidently. If you have a testimony, but know when to bring what? I was in Chigumba. A prospect was totally negative. Do you know someone who's negative 001? You try to put them, they don't want to listen. I told them, my dad called me and I told that down when I have a meeting to go, let him go. When you organize himself, let him come. There are some people you have to let go. You get the point? You don't have to spend energy on them. Because even if you argue with them, they are what? Negative. You have to understand them. But you have to try to bring in your facts. I have this. So it works for this person. That's why you need to have videos of people who have used the product. If you have screenshots of people who have used the product, please have them. Share your testimonials responsibly. Real what? Real what? Stop faking things. So I have a downline. I was new in the business in that company of ours, in the first company. I was new. I was 1 week in the business. I sponsored him in the business. He said, this is my upline. He makes 80 million per month. When you looked at me by that time, I was not even looking 1,000 shillings. This guy killed almost a business. He said, my upline makes 80 million per month. He's a mentor. Even he said, I have a rank. I had not even bought one product in the system. The person looked at me from my shoe up to the head. He said, okay, I will come. He never came up to now. So when you're sharing these testimonies, be what? Be real. But there is where you have to fake somehow. Put a star there. You get the point there? There's where you have to what? There's a statement that will come up and they say that fake until what? It's real. If I signed up today, why would I tell my prospect that I signed up today? Yeah. Why? Who has joined someone who has just joined the business? So you have to be you have to know how to twist these scripts to close what? A business. Be honest about limitations. About what? Sometimes say the prospect what takes me, I don't sponsor lazy people. I tell you even after presenting, that's why I don't sponsor lazy what? I tell you, it took me work, and it still takes me a lot of work. I even showed them I traveled. You see, yesterday I was there, the other day I was in Zambia, I traveled. I work harder than anyone else. Let them know that it takes what? Work. But if you convince them and tell them, yeah, me, I will put for you people. I have people, even as you speak right now, someone has called me. He's joining with a premium package. When they sign up, they become lazy. Are we together? You should always bring people and tell them that it takes what? Work. And if they don't work, but limit the what? Limit the what? Try to twist limitations with support. If they say, someone says, what if I join and I don't what? Bring people? How do you answer? Teamwork and support. So you want to be bringing people. I also ask him a question. What if you join and you bring people? They say I will make money. Then you bring people and make money. You get the point? So you have to find out how you answer them. Avoid exaggerating income claims. I've already talked about this. If you're earning 2 million, you're earning 2 million. By the way, if you close business, I can even close someone with a product. If I've sold, like this week alone, I think I've tried to improve on products. By the way, can't you clap for me? I've not been good at selling, but I'm entering the league of selling so much. I think I've sold around 15 to 20 products just today's Friday. So basically, I can tell them 20 products. Each product, I earn how much money? 50,000. How much is that? That's 1 million. Isn't it? One what? Then I ask them a question. Is 1 million small money for someone who has sold it? Then I also ask them, what if I help you to earn half of it, 500 per week? Someone will tell you, I want to join and I want to sell, even if they're not selling. Get the point? Because you've shown them, but the problem is, we are looking for bigger testimonies. That's why for me, my upline does not close my prospects. Dennis doesn't close my prospects. You get the point? If I've made 25 millions, my testimony, I believe, is the best in the world. I cannot take my prospect to Mr. Hampson, who has made 300 millions. But he's a kugamba, it's Illuminati. You get the point? I don't take. I will take to him when I bring someone who makes more money, like honorable. But my prospect, I always trust myself. Upline is going to tell your prospect. I'm not saying don't take to your upline. You get the point? Take to them. But learn how to what? And how to edify. You get the point? Upline is going to tell your prospect, yesterday I made 1 million, another day I made 1 million, and if I can do it, you can also do it. And the prospect goes away. But if I'm handling my prospect, I know I'm the one to pay for rent. Even my head is paying for it. This is how you bring that energy. Even when you've earned 100,000 per in a week. That energy is needed. That's why it's very, very important. Maintain respect, even if they are what? They are rude. Keep your brand image strong. This one here is very important. The second last. So you must, even if prospects are rude, you're going to find prospects who are very tough. Out together. Me, when I signed up for network marketing, my OB, for him, he also got a government sponsor, but for them, they were ahead of me. I was in senior 5, they were in senior 6. That gentleman, when I joined network marketing, I told him, man, I've seen something big, we can do this. The guy told me, he came here, he saw the business. After seeing the presentation, then he went back home. He wrote a very long message. I thought I had my OB who was very bright in school, but I've seen that you're one of the stupidest students we have ever produced in this country. How can you do these things of 2 people? I also wrote, but for me I did 2 times. I first wrote in English, then I put the local language, and I sent to him. This is what they are talking about. I said, I also didn't know that you're so stupid to the extent that you can't see figures, just figures. Up to now, that guy doesn't even want to meet me. I'm sorry about this. I don't know how to meet him. I told him, I also thought you were very wise. But how can someone who got 17 points fail to see money? And I wrote in a local language. I forwarded to him. Don't respond rude what? Rudeness what? With rudeness. Get a point. Just somewhere set up, because people will always be people. Are we together? They are turning objections into opportunities. Everything you see as an objection, it's an opportunity. You get a point? Eh? See objections as buying signals. Educate instead of defending. Offer product samples where possible. Share your personal story authentically. Explain the compensation plan clearly. Invite them to a follow-up presentation. These ones, you understand them very well, okay? But ladies and gentlemen, with this one, me, when I see the prospect, the part I love most is on the plan. Tell me about the plan. I see money in capital letters. The problem when we are presenting a plan, we start presenting as if we are selling chicken or chips. Sit your prospect very well. Speak. If you can speak confidently and loudly, do it. That's why sometimes I don't feel presenting where people are near, because I can interrupt them. Me, when I bust. Whether I join you, but I show you that I need what? Business with you. If tap in your finger, in your legs and tell, man, here is money here. Let people see money. But you present as if you did not eat for the last 2 weeks. You know, this business I've just joined, I also don't know if it works, but if you bring it to, how will someone sign up for such a business? How together? So don't say not to do the plan. Setting boundaries in your business. Setting what? Boundaries in your business. Do not tolerate disrespectful behaviors, both in distributors and also some customers. Out together. Both in distributors, but also what? Customers or prospects. For me, I told my brother, who was always following me as a policeman, wanted to go to join police. I told him, I respect you, but stop following me. Do your work and take your children to school with your money from police. Openly. He became negative, and I told him, it's okay, go. Out together. There are people you don't have to. That's why this one is very important. But I'm not saying don't do that to everyone. First watch them, but if they insist following you, tell my sister, I respect you, but what you're doing to me is hurting me. I don't like it. If it means me leaving you as a sister, I'm ready. And you continue. Because if you allow them to disrespect you, they will even post you somewhere. You get a point? But once you tell them the facts, what you have in you, you will get relieved. My principle is, if you're negative about my business and your family member too negative, I also become too negative to you. But I continue what? Building my business. We shall meet somewhere. Avoid chasing uninterested prospects. If you're not ready, don't push them. Know when to disengage politely. Protect your confidence and mindset. Involve upline support if necessary. Focus energy on serious what? Prospects. This one here. Serious what? Sometimes you are chasing what? Mukene. You're chasing Mukene and you're wasting time on following one person for years and years. For me, when I sign up for OQATA, I set a standard. I don't sponsor someone. If you are from senior 4, I look at you, how you performed. Get a point, eh? How you did what? How you performed. Not just bring everyone. But mostly, I look for someone. I have sponsored, I think, more than 10 people with degree. I even have 2 people with masters. It's very important. You get a point, eh? Set a standard for self. Because if you bring someone who's taught P2 term 2, P2 term what? And you bring them as a prospect, how would they really build business with you? I like Jordana. Can you clap for her? There's a broadcast or something. I normally say on Facebook, someone interviews the house, he talks about some things. You know that thing you always do, eh? I don't know how they call it, but I learned it on Facebook. I said, hey, is this the person I know or what? But the English brings out quality. Q for what? Someone of P7, P2, you tell them this company you can travel. If your passport, Simanyi, Sangara. They don't know, they don't understand these things. You get the point? Education is very important. Someone who went to school, there's how they act faster. You get the point? Someone didn't go to school. Even if you tell them in Luganda, this product does this and this and this, even going on camera, they can't go because the fear has conquered them. You get the point? So you bring your prospect and you tell your prospect, apply, prepare yourself. Up and ask the prospects, which course do you do? Then come up P2 times 3. If you are Simanyi, if you are marketing Simanyi, what do you do for a living? I sell chips in the market. Have you ever traveled to see who? Your prospects. To where? To do what? So always sort what? Quality prospects. Even product buyers, by the way. Me, I have people who are honorables. I have army guys who are buying, big guys in the army, not just Kasongo. Big guys, they buy what? In big number products. Those are the people I did. The whole team in Zambia, the whole team is full of doctors. Sometimes they even know products. I don't know what those downlines. They know products more than you before even you teaching them. It relieves your work a bit. But a distributor, you're going to take 10 years to train how Bosinia Gambogia can reduce something in someone's stomach for 10 years. What do you go to the next person? So always look for quality what? And put your focus and energy on that. But don't live unserious. Not that. Don't say, they say that I should look for serious people. You are not serious because you don't want to train. There are some distributors who are unserious because of lack of what? You need to understand them. You get a point? And don't say that I'm not saying I don't bring people who need to go to school. You can bring them, but know them. You get the point? There are people who need to go to school because of some circumstances, but they are sharp in making what? Money. Are we together? But it's always, you'll be on the safer side if you could look at people who are learned. You'll be on the very good side. Building long-term relationship. Follow up consistently and professionally. I told you in the beginning, I lost a distributor. I said, this business cannot die. I must follow up with the husband and bring him in business. It's not a business. When the prospect dies, go and bury them and talk to their wife and tell them, I had presented some things to the late, which was very good. You can come and have a look at it after the burial. Follow up people. My first person I sponsored in OQATA is called this guy from South Africa. That guy, I followed him for 6-7 years. When I signed up for OQATA, I told him, I've seen something hot. He came in the evening, he sent the money. So you must follow people. Me, I don't leave people. You get the point? Follow them until you see them doing. Deliver products on time. Don't eat people's money. When someone has sent money for the product, send the products. Why do you have to wait? I have some of my distributors. I have a guy called Moses Oshidai. You know him. Moses, it takes 4 seconds to register a code. Like 4 seconds. Immediately after seeing the code like this, he says, I don't wait. He puts in the system. That's what you're supposed to do. And give the product. Provide after sales support. Maybe you can give them some promotions. Check on customer satisfaction. Don't just sell to the customer and leave them. Always follow up with them and ask them how the experience they've got from the product. Out together. It's very, very important. But if you don't do that, you're going to be just like a salesman. That's why I always love people. If you retain your customer for long, you better have 5 customers who are buying from you for more than 5 years than to have 50 customers who are buying once. You get the point? Because this one gives you referrals. You have to retain them for so long. That's how you're going to make money. Then celebrate customer results. When they get something, you can send them something. You can print and congratulations, you know. But if you are someone who sells, like a salesman, someone gives you 500,000 for product, says, thank you, Jesus Christ. Mine is done. My rent is done. Even the downline is signing up. If he signs up after joining a business with the premium, you go and celebrate and say, thank you, Jesus. I've paid my rent for 1 year. We meet at the top where there's no congestion. Follow up with the prospects and downlines. Let me tell you, that leg of mine, that leg I'm building in Masindi, Chigumba, and some part of Hoima. I sponsored the upline who quit. Who did what? The upline who quit, and the upline also bought another upline who is just there. You know those distributors? That man only bought one person. One what? There are some people will always be there to bring for you serious people. But for them, they don't become serious forever. The other one quit. The second one quit. But the third one is the one I'm building with. That guy has made for me, I think, 14, 15 millions. But for me, I'm building with this one as if I'm the one what? Who bought him. So even follow up is what? Is also in downlines. Up, down, there. Create a community, not just transactions. A community. I told you, don't celebrate money. May I tell people that this sponsoring bonus, you can get it anywhere. You can sell a product and make 80,000. But the real money network marketing is what a distributor does. I was checking on the money someone is Lam is giving me. Lam alone, like the man I've not matched 128 millions. I'm not have that money. 128 millions. Do you know what it can do to your life? So imagine if I had eaten his money, or had not given him the product, or had not, you get a point? It would be very difficult for me to build business with him. One distributor in network marketing can be $1 million. So I want to count like that. That one of your distributors, you can bring a team that can make someone $1 million what? $. That's why I don't look at the sponsoring bonus. I don't celebrate sponsoring bonus. I would rather celebrate what? The binary. You get the point? Because this one, 80,000. You eat, it disappears in 2 days. But what I want to do to that person who has come in is what matters a lot. All together. Ladies and gentlemen, benefits of handling customers well in MLM, of course, stronger trust and credibility, higher customer retention, increasing values and repeat sales. I already told you about that. Positive brand reputation, doesn't spoil your name, stronger team culture. You get the point, eh? Sustainable long-term growth. This one here. Sustainable. Once you handle your distributors very well, they give you the business that you want. Imagine you building a business with someone, only one person. Who? You're going to buy land from that person, your kids are going to start for the rest of what? So network marketing works like that. Someone says, me, I would rather earn 1% from 100 what? People. That to earn 100% from my personal what? Effort. You get the point? I do my part, but also I want distributors to do their what? That's how we build the business. Because if you have a long-term business, that's what the business is. All together. But for us, we do business like betting. They say kagwirao. Kagwirao. What I put is what I get. That mindset doesn't work here. You must think long what? Long term. I told my upline that, man, this OQATA, building actively for 30 years. I'm not going to be here for 30 years. Put up your hand. Put up your hand if you're going to be here for 30 years. Are you sure? Someone is even planning to quit next week. And the hand is up. You get the point? So you should always think what? Long term. Because I've seen people, let me tell you, I've seen people in network marketing who have built a company for 20 years and above. I'm not party man. 27 years. The guy lives the dream that leave alone party man. I follow some of his distributors in Africa who have done that company 15 years and above. These guys are living a dream. Someone buys 4 cars in 1 day. But they don't build what? Eric Ward says, you as a networker, first you're supposed to build. Actually, you're supposed to work for 7 years without expecting any pay. Of course, MLM pays you. Sharon is laughing. That mindset is very important. You get a point? Eh? Working without expecting what? It will pay you. Yes, so first month, second month, you're making money. But don't put in the mindset that if I don't make money, I don't what? I don't work. There you fail faster. Out together. Ladies and gentlemen, In network marketing, your attitude during the challenges determines your what? Attitude in success. Can we say it together? Retake, we are not just one meeting. We are in the training. We are in the what? I want us to say louder, louder. 1, 2, 3, we go. Ladies and gentlemen, this business, I will be very sorry to tell you that you will meet challenges. And not only one challenge, several challenges, several times. Can you clap for that? If you think you join the business, you're not going to find challenges. Go and sell popcorns. Because everyone loves what? You don't even ask, they just say 500 is there. But in this business, whether you want it or you don't want it, you will always have what? Me, I faced these challenges in 2018. They stole 6 phones from me. I was beaten 4 times. You see here? Thieves. They beat you when you're struggling in the business. I don't know what happens to thieves. I don't know what happens to thieves in network marketing. They steal your phone when the prospect is about to join. That's the day they steal. Then the following day, you're frustrated for the next 1 month. Can you clap for somebody's laughing? Those challenges are going to be there. You get the point? The day you're planning to come, they take your bag. The same tools you fought, you sold one product, one and to buy the tools. Thieves have taken, you're beaten. But a networker will always be what? A networker will always be what? In network marketing, we don't die, we survive. We do what? Survive. Say network marketers don't die. They survive. That is it. During lockdown, I was beaten. I was staying in Kawempe, no Kawempe, they trained boxers and what? These guys looked at me. I bought a phone of 700,000, very nice phone, ready to push the business. They waited for me day 1, day 2. They beat me in 2 minutes. 2 what? 2 minutes I was bleeding. 2 minutes I had some, I didn't know where I was. They took my products. They took my phone. But I came to the office. That's how big-headed I was. I came to Upline. Upline told me, I know, I've been there. I thought you would say that the champion first get this man and go and treat yourself. You said, I don't know. You'll come out of, I've been there. I was also beaten. So you will always have these challenges. Food, sometimes getting food becomes a problem to you. Sometimes airtime. These challenges are going to be there. They are not there to pull you down. You get the point there? They are not there to what? These challenges are going to be there to test if you're serious about your what you want. Are we together? You're working, you have no problem, they knock you. The leg is already having a problem. But you come to the office. But the problem comes in when you look at these challenges and we connect with the negative attitude to quit the what? The business. One challenge. Applying, I'm not coming to for business. Why? I have stomach ache. Is stomach ache a big problem? Applying, I dreamt like I was bitten by the snake. Those ones. You get the point? Applying, I've not eaten didn't eat yesterday. Then you should look at, maybe you'll meet a prospect by coincidence. You get the point? So these challenges are going to be there to drive you to what you want. You get the point? There is a statement that says, in this journey of network marketing, you will always have the ups and downs. The ups, even the people who are making a lot of money right now, there was a time when they were what? Struggling. Or else, even time is going to come, maybe there's income what? Income drop. You get the point? But how you maneuver around that, remember what I told you? Just keep your leg on. Just be big-headed. Keep doing your business. That's why you're going to make money. Otherwise, thanks so much for this amazing day. It was a pleasure. I think it's the first time for me to do the training here. I've only been doing what presentation. I do trainings up country. I do trainings up country, wherever I go, those trainings, I do trainings, but here is what I think the first time for the training. And I believe it has been amazing to have you. Thanks so much for following up with me, and may God bless you.